I've been doing this for about 20 years now. I was a printmaker. I studied printmaking in San Diego, and then I took a sculpture class, a beginning sculpture class, and Jerry Dumlau, my professor, taught us how to oxyacetylene weld, and after that I was hooked. We started pouring metal and welding, and that was it. After that, metal sculpture was all I wanted to do. The hands-on thing, you know, a lot of people have skills, but they're different sets of skills now. Computer skills and, you know, what you guys, you know, video editing. I mean, it's a lot of sit-down work. And not to say it's not work, it's just different. We do work more with our hands.
We are breaking coke, which is the solid fuel. It's been out of cold, so the fuel will be running in the furnace later. Super clean job.
I think it's important. The iron casting specifically brings a big group of students together that maybe normally wouldn't work together, but we can't do this on our own. You can't pour iron on your own. So what happens is that the class becomes really more like a community. They become really close. I guess over the years, like one of my favorite parts of this job is seeing them go on to other places, gaining a bunch of skills here, and then going off somewhere, and then they run the foundry. So a lot of my undergrad students go on to graduate school, and then they are the ones leading the foundry and running the foundry, building the furnaces, running the furnaces. So has kind of become my favorite part. It's really rewarding to see that happen. This process takes forever. It's a really, really long process. To make anything cast metal, it takes a really, really long time. So the students have been developing their patterns and their molds for weeks, for 3 or 4 weeks, just gearing up for today, the pour day. And today's sort of the fun part, where we actually melt the metal and then pour it into the molds. And then the work starts again. So after the molds are poured, then they have to break the molds open and then clean them all up and chase them and weld them and grind them. So really, after we pour, the work's about half done. Tonight we're pouring about 2,200 pounds of iron, so just over a ton. And it should take maybe 3.5 to 4 hours to pour all those molds.
Once we see iron come out of that, we'll bot it, and therefore we can we'll call run it up, run the level of iron up, and we can tap a bigger tap, a heavier, more volume of iron. So it's just a gauge to know how much iron is actually in there.
The ladles where we catch the metal, we have to keep it warm, because anytime you have something really hot, it's going into something cold, it'll react with the moisture in there, so heat them up nice and hot.
The furnace produces about 125 pounds of iron every 8-9 minutes.
This is the fuel. So it's coke. It's coal that's been reduced to almost nothing but pure carbon. So it burns white hot, over 3,000 degrees. We break the iron into pieces about this big. I think this is part of an old bathtub, and this is part of an old steam radiator.
We have a few different types of molds that we're pouring tonight. A lot of sand molds.
This is a big mold, about 3,000 pound sand mold. So to be safe, we're going to bury them down in that pit. So if they blow out or anything at all, will happen underground. It'll be a little bit safer. So we got to pick this thing up, take it down the way, and then pick it up vertical, and then drop it in the pit and bury it.
So it's sand mixed with resin, and it gets really hard. And then we also are doing some ceramic shell molds, which is a lost wax process. And those are made out of a ceramic material, silica basically. And then we're doing a third process. We're pouring directly into wood, which is very violent and has a real reactionary flames and sparks and things flying out. We do a lot of commission work as well, so we make things for the public. We've made things for the golf course here in town, and churches, and private citizens, gates, and door pulls, and things like that. So it's not just a lot of people think of art as like a hobby, but this is really it's a career. People are choosing to make art for a living, and really it's an industry, and so they're gaining skills so that they can live happy and productive, creative lives.